What's going on, guys? Welcome to my Descendant build series for the First Descendant. Today we're going over my 2.0 builds for Freyna.
Do as I say, if you want to live.
So Freyna got a beef up recently, so she's even more effective in the Axiom planes, which was a much needed upgrade as she was massively lacking in the newer content. Her kit is all about spreading toxin and chaining dots and effects to maximize her damage. The transmods I will be covering in this video are Contagion, Toxic Stimulation, and Venom Injection. Contagion makes her poison spread around as enemies die. This causes massive chain reactions that can clear rooms very quickly. Toxic Stimulation changes her second, which grants plague body armor to herself and allies. This not only increases your defense, but also spreads room zero trauma, which allows your poison dots to spread more effectively around the battlefield. Venom Injection alters her second as well, only this time it grants Toxic Sense, which increases skill power modifier and restores shield. While active, it causes corrosion on enemies, which lowers their toxic resistance, allowing you to deal even more damage. For trigger modules, you'll want to use Power Beyond while mobbing and Kuiper Hollow Points while bossing. Power Beyond gives you a 15% base skill power increase, but also causes toe and attack reduction on enemies when using her first and third abilities. Kuiper Hollow Points is great for bossing because it focuses on weak points and weak point damage. And with that out of the way, let's move on to the builds. Freyna's first build is for mobbing and is great for all current content, including the Axiom planes and the new Void Vessel. It also works really well in Void Erosion purges. It uses Power Beyond for the trigger module and Toxic Stimulation for the transmod. The mods for this build are Toxic Stimulation, Spear and Shield, Focus on Tech, Power Increase, MP Conversion, Toxic Amplification, Tech Amplification, Amplification Control, Nimble Fingers, Decimator, and Skill Expansion. You can also swap out Toxic Stimulation for Venom Synthesis if you want. Venom Synthesis is similar to Viessa as it creates toxic pools on the ground as you move, allowing your dots to spread as enemies step into said toxic pools. Toxic Stimulation is more defensive and Venom Synthesis is more offensive, so use whichever is needed depending on what content you are running at the time. The next build is also for mobbing and it uses Power Beyond for the trigger module and Contagion for the transmod. This is great for fast clears, especially in older content, which makes it fantastic for farming. The mods for this build are Contagion, Increased HP, Tech Amplification, Power Increase, Nimble Fingers, Skill Expansion, Focus on Tech, Amplification Control, MP Conversion, Decimator, and Toxic Amplification. Here is the RK tuning for those builds. And I use the Toxic Cohesion Mutant Cell. Lastly, we have the bossing build. This build is phenomenal and focuses more on Freyna's firearms. It uses Kuiper Hollow Points for the trigger module and Venom Injection for the transmod. The idea here is to pop her first, pop her second, and then fire away at the weak points. Combining this with the eraser, this build absolutely melts bosses. The mods for this build are Venom Injection, Overwhelming Shield, Tech Amplification, power increase, MP conversion, toxic amplification. Focus on tech, skill extension, venom syncytium, hyper focus, and spear and shield. Here's the RK tuning for this build, and I use the poison vulnerability mutant cell. For the weapons, I have the Secret Garden, the Last Dagger, and the Eraser. But here are the builds for those. For the Fellow, you'll definitely want to use the Snowy Sled Dog for the MP regen. This is by far the best Fellow to use with Freyna in my opinion. You can also use the Vespers Hunting Dog if you're using a gun build, if you want. For the Reactor, I use a Toxic Mechanics Reactor to boost her tech skills. Try to focus on skill range or skill power boosts. For the external components, I use the Plague set for the massive toxic bonuses. The Slayer set is also a viable option if you'd rather. For the Inversion Reinforcement, I use RK Circulation Tactic for the cooldown, Toxic Focus Rounds for the extra toxic damage, and Selective Neural Stimulation for the MP regen. Also, make sure you have this right here, Quantum Domain, for the extra skill power and range. Freyna is a really good Descendant overall, and even more so now with the beef up. On an added note, she's getting another sort of beef up soon. The devs are making all unique weapons boosted by your equipped weapon cores, so her 4th will get an upgrade when that rolls out. At the launch of Season 3 Episode 2, here on November 6th, only Haley and Glay are getting this bonus, with the others coming shortly after. Though no idea exactly when, stay tuned for that. Check out my other Descendant build videos, and please feel free to ask any questions you may have about this build or about Freyna herself. And that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later.